Do you want to know how to make a lemon zucchini bread that's secretly healthy enough to eat for breakfast? An easy quick bread recipe that's super moist and tastes so good that no one will ever know there's actually a vegetable hiding inside. Hey there, I'm London Brazil from EvolvingTable.com, where you learn how to make nourishing meals for you and your loved ones. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the best lemon zucchini bread. So if you're ready to get to baking, then come on in and let's get started. We'll first start off by preheating our oven to 350 degrees. If you have a ton of zucchini growing in your summer garden, then this bread is a great way to use a bunch of it up. For this recipe, we'll need about 2 cups of finely grated zucchini. I found that about 1 zucchini equals 1 cup of shredded, so you'll need about 2 medium-sized zucchini today. There are a few different tools that you can use to grate your zucchini. The best and easiest way, and the way that I use most often, is to use a large food processor that's fitted with a grating attachment. A boxed grater is a good second choice if you don't have a food processor, but it will take a little extra arm strength. A julienne peeler will also work if you don't have one of the other 2 options available. No matter which tool you're using, you'll first want to rinse, scrub, and dry off your zucchini before grating it. A question I often get asked is whether or not you need to peel your zucchini before you start grating it. And the answer is a big fat no. In fact, the skin on the zucchini will add a beautiful pop of color to your bread and is full of healthy dietary fiber. It's also less watery than the middle part of the squash with the seeds, so it's best if you leave it on. Cut and remove both the stem and blossom ends from your zucchini. If you're using a food processor, you'll want to cut your zucchini in half lengthwise, and then again into quarters so it will fit into the opening of your processor. Finally, grate the zucchini and measure out 2 cups. Lay the zucchini on a piece of cheesecloth or on a thin dish towel and spread it into a thin layer. Sprinkle with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and let sit for at least 10 minutes. And watch as the magic happens. The salt actually helps to bring out all of that excess moisture from our shredded zucchini and will make it so much easier to squeeze it all out. If you've ever forgotten this step, you know what can happen. You end up with an ooey and gooey, mushy middle instead of your zucchini bread being perfectly cooked through. So make sure you don't skip this step. Once 10 minutes has passed, wring out all of the moisture that you can. You should end up with about 1 cup of packed grated zucchini. And it's totally okay if you have just shy of 1 cup. Your bread will still come out super moist and full of zucchini. So just like in any other quick bread recipe, we're going to be using 2 bowls for both the wet and the dry ingredients. In the first bowl, you'll want to add 1 stick or 1/2 cup of melted butter. You can also substitute with melted coconut oil if you're vegan or dairy-free. 1/4 cup of honey. Pure maple syrup or agave nectar may also be used. 2 large eggs that are at room temperature. Or 2 chia or flax eggs if vegan. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The last wet ingredient that we'll need is lemon juice. But since we're using both the juice and the zest, it's always best and easiest if you zest your lemons before juicing. To do this, I'm going to be using my favorite citrus zester, which is a microplane. If you don't happen to have one of these just hanging around in your kitchen, you can check out a few other easy ways to zest a lemon using the tools you have on hand. So go ahead and grab that lemon and zest until you get 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Set this aside and juice lemons using a citrus juicer to get 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Add lemon juice to the wet ingredients and whisk to combine. Next, let's start whisking together our dry ingredients in that second large bowl. For this, you'll want to grab 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. A gluten-free 1-to-1 blend may also be used. 2/3 cup of coconut sugar. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Whisk to combine. Add dry ingredients to wet ingredients and mix by hand until smooth. Add the grated zucchini and 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Stir until just combined. Once that's all mixed together, you'll want to grab a 9x5-inch loaf pan. You can either spray it with nonstick cooking spray, or you can do what I do. I actually line mine with a piece of parchment paper. And I'll be completely honest with y'all here. Doing this speeds up how fast the bread cools down, which also means I get to dig into it a lot sooner. I do go ahead and still spray the pan with a little bit of nonstick cooking spray, just to make sure the bread doesn't stick to any of the exposed pan surfaces. Pour in the zucchini bread batter and spread it out evenly in the pan. Sprinkle with additional sugar if desired. Bake in preheated 350-degree oven for 45 to 55 minutes. You'll know the bread is done baking when the top begins to crack and a toothpick, when inserted in, comes out with just a few crumbs. This lemon zucchini bread will last for 2 to 3 days if covered and left at room temperature, or 3 to 5 days if stored in the refrigerator. That is, if it actually lasts that long in your house. I know here we absolutely devour this within just a few days. Oh yeah. It's perfectly lemony, super moist, and it's sweet but not too sweet, so you can feel good about eating this bread for breakfast. If you've still got a lot of zucchini that you want to use up, make sure you check out these other easy zucchini recipes. Thanks so much for hanging out, y'all. I'll see you again soon.